Hey everybody, Billy Bob here. It's Monday morning quarterback. And man, was that a game Saturday, right? Who expected that? Navy 31, Army 13. Wow. I mean, I didn't expect it. Navy was underdog, I think, what was it, 6 or 7, which isn't a lot. I get that. But the Army Black Knights were a running juggernaut going into this game, averaging 314 yards a game. And they ended up 200 yards under their season average. 114 total yards on the ground for Army. Now, their leading rusher, their quarterback, Bryson Daly, had 52 yards, averaging about 140 yards a game. You might say, well, he probably didn't have as many carries as he usually does. Well, he averages 22 carries a game. He did during the season. He had 19 in the game, but he only averaged 2.7 yards a carry. And then their second leading rusher, who was also a 1,000-yard rusher, Kane Udo, had 53 yards on 14 carries. Now, he had over 1,000 yards on the season. Again, Daly, 1,480-some yards going into this game. But the Navy defense shut them down. And then they held them to 65 yards passing. As we know, neither one of these teams pass a lot. But this kid, so Daly averaged 6.5 attempts a game, right? And he had 16, so he almost had 3 times the number of attempts. Now he only completed 7, so a little less than 50%. He had one touchdown, 3 interceptions. Maybe that's why I don't pass the ball much, right? But then look at the kid, the quarterback for Navy, Blake Horvath from Hilliard, Ohio, Hilliard Darby. This kid, I mean, he averaged maybe 100 yards a game. He had, what did he have on here? Let's see if I can find that. He had 1,154 yards in 11 games, so he averaged about 100 yards a game. And Saturday, 25 carries, which is about double what he usually carried the ball. He averaged about 12 carries a game. So he doubled, exactly double, right? Okay, 12 and a half. You got me on the exact double. 25 carries, 204 yards, average 8 yards a carry. And then this other, Landon Robinson, number 96, one carry for 29 yards. But they had 277 yards rushing and 107 yards passing. Great game plan. I don't know, on offense and defense. It looked like domination by Navy. The score says domination, right? Navy scored in every quarter, 7, 7, 7, and 10. And Army shut out in the first quarter, got a touchdown in the second quarter, and then 3 points in the third and the fourth quarter. So that was great defense by the Navy midshipmen. And not only did they win the game, they won the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. What that means, for those of you who don't know, that means they beat both Army and the Air Force. And and they got to sing the alma mater second. That's the goal in this game. You want to sing your alma mater second. That means you won. It was great to see the interaction with the midshipmen in the stands. And so good stuff. Great pomp and circumstance. Great national anthem. The two two teams. It's not their glee club, but their group singing the national anthem, two flyovers, the Apaches for the Army, and the F-18 Hornets, I believe it was, for the Navy. Just good stuff, and proud to be an American, right? So that's that. There was some FCS or FBS Division II games. I don't have all the scores right in front of me, but I do know the Bison, the North Dakota State Bison won. I believe it was 31-7, maybe. Hopefully. I don't know. Could I find it? I probably could. Let's see. Scores. How's your Monday going? Everything going strong? I mean, I don't know that. Mine was pretty good. I didn't do a lot, I'll be honest. Went to the gym this morning. We were getting our road, they called it asphalt rejuvenation, which is kind of like a sealer. So it was the last day of that in our development, and our road was it. So we didn't, once you're in, you're in. You're not going out. You're not driving on the freshly sealed road. So we did some, inside stuff. I listened to some podcasts. I listened to the OHIO boys from last night. Started listening to Buckeye Scoop with Kirk Barton and Nevada Buck. Here we go. I'm looking for this. Scores. Come on. All right. Jackson State beat up South Carolina State 28-7. Where are the rest of these scores? Come on, man. Oh, that was considered a bowl game. Duh. Let's see, top 25. We want to go in the... Here we go, boys and girls. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. All right. I told you Saturday, Idaho, the Vandals beat Montana State. Saturday, Incarnate Word got smoked. Or as the new term today is boat race. They got boat raced by the South Dakota State Jackrabbits or Jackalopes, whatever, 55-14. South Dakota won, so South Dakota State and South Dakota won. South Dakota beat UC Davis 35-21. And North Dakota State beat the Mercer Bears. The North Dakota State Bison beat the Mercer Bears 31-7. So, I don't know, we'll figure out the schedule here coming up and we'll talk about that. But hey, let's talk a little NFL. Can we do that? You good with that? Okay. Should we start with the worst first? My gosh. The Brownies. 21-7. What a debacle. Did they have chances? Yeah. But, we lost Emerson in the game. I think we lost, did we lose Newsom for a while? 2 DBs. Myles Garrett. We lose him for a period of time. He did come back. I don't know if he got poked in the eye, scratched in the eye, whatever. They said he was questionable, but he came back and played. Noble. Probably shouldn't have. Maybe didn't need to based on the way that game went. Nick Chubb. We put him out of his misery to an extent. He doesn't have to play in the last 2 or 3 games. But here we go. Last year's season-ending knee injury early in the year. Now he breaks his foot late in the year. And so, golly, that's like Is that like the nicest word I could come up with? Golly. And then what else went wrong? Oh, Jameis, famous Jameis. How many picks did Jameis throw? 3 again. Let's see. 3. No touchdowns, 3 picks, 16 out of 25, sacked 5 times, which could or couldn't be, may or may not have been his fault. I understand they're playing the Chiefs. Okay, but you know what? The Chiefs are not that good this year. I say that as they're 13-1. But that 13-1, how many games came down to the very final play of the game? Now, what it tells you is they know how to win at the end of a game. But, are they as good as the Bills? I don't know. We'll see. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson comes in. He goes 4 for 9. He had a pick. So the Brownies threw 4 picks in the game. They did rush for 139 yards, which wasn't terrible. Jerome Ford, 7 carries, 84 yards. But, man, it just was not good and is not good going into the rest of the season where, what do they got? They got the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the stinking Ravens to end the season at stinking Ravens Stadium. So they got 2 of their last 3 games are on the road. They're at the Bengals. They're home on a Sunday night, maybe. I think it is a Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night game against the Dolphins. Maybe it'll be snowing and blowing, and the Dolphins don't know how to win in the bad weather. It's snowing and blowing. So maybe win that game. Maybe we get to 4. Maybe we don't care if we get to 4 wins. But look, I get it. Everybody wants you to throw the games, get the top draft pick. I don't even know if we can get the top draft pick. I haven't studied enough, as many picks as we gave away with Watson and all the other bullshit. But so my either one of my 2 my sideline reporter, Lou Myers, maybe he could tell me if the Brownies have a first-round pick next year, or maybe Acoustic Larry, my analyst, could tell us. Gosh, let's go back. Let's look at a couple of these other games. I watched some of them. By the way, Patrick Mahomes hurt. High ankle sprain. Don't know if that means, it's, what do they call that? Not manageable, geez. Recoverable. I don't know if he can get healthy from that. Why can't I think of the word? So recoup, go through some rehab. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to say. Rehab. I don't know if he can rehab that ankle in time for the rest of the regular season. Does a high ankle sprain, is that worthy of a tightrope surgery? And then he's out a couple weeks and he's back for the playoffs. We know Carson Wentz is a veteran, but he's a veteran that was okay. He was with the Eagles when they won a Super Bowl, but he didn't win the Super Bowl. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl because Wentz was hurt. So be interesting to see how that all goes. The Chiefs got 3 games in 11 days, and that's the penance they get for all those close wins. They got to play. They got to play the Texans here 1:00 on Sunday, and then they play on Christmas Day at 1:00 against the Squealers, and then they end up where do they play? At Denver, and on the 5th of January. So the Broncos at Denver. So interesting, right? I guess probably if you're a Chiefs fan, that's probably struggling a little bit with that. Let's see. Was there other interesting games? Oh, that's not what I was looking for. There we go. Oh, did we talk about the Bengals? I had it pulled up, but talking about the Bengals, they played good. Their defense played good in the second and third quarter. Really, they gave up 14 points in the first quarter, 13 in the fourth quarter. But in the meantime, they scored 37 points, and they looked pretty good. Jamar Chase had 94 yards receiving. T. Higgins had 88. Burrow had 3 touchdown passes. He did have a couple picks. One was definitely not his fault, but and I don't remember the other one. Commanders beat the Saints 20-19. That was a pretty good game. I watched the end of that. Cowboys figured out a way to beat the hapless 3-11 Panthers. Maybe we're battling them for a first-round pick if we got one. The Jets finally, at the end, pulled it out. They've been losing at the end of the game. They pulled it out against the hapless. Okay, talk about hapless. Here's 2 hapless teams, 4-11 Jets against the 3-11 Jags. They win 32-25. Texans beat the Dolphins. Dolphins are going nowhere. Texans, I don't know how they won that game. They only had like 160. They had under 200 yards total offense. Just, they looked out of sync. But the Dolphins, obviously, their sync was out even more. Broncos, Colts, that was an interesting game. Did you see that little trick play by the Colts? That, they passed it out. They were going to pass it back to the quarterback, to Richardson, I think. And in the meantime, defensive end jumps into the middle of the play and pick 6. That was crazy. Bills and the Lions, great game. Interesting, the Lions tried an onside kick, and onside kicks aren't what they used to be because you have to announce now. It's no surprise, although a lot of them situationally aren't a big surprise anyway. But no surprise. Now, Dan Campbell took some heat, but if you watch that onside kick, it actually could have gone either way. In the meantime, the bounce was just right. The Bills guy went up, high-pointed it, and he ran it all the way down to the 3-yard line. They go in and score. So, locally, the Buccaneers took it to the Chargers. Oh, darn, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy, Coach Khaki Pants. But 40-17. Good for them. So, oh, man, that's what I got on a Monday morning quarterback, college, pro, and, did I say? I don't think I did. By the way, the Venice Indians smoked, or as we say, boat raced, the Lake Mary Rams in the championship game. They beat them 52-19. Congratulations to the Venice Indians on their second championship in the last 4 years and for 4 visits to the championship game in the last 4 years. So, that's what I got. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. America, land of the free because of the brave, especially the brave men and women that will be fighting for our country that just played on Saturday in an epic Army-Navy battle. Stay focused, America. Billy Bob, peace out.